Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be my first declutter of 2023, and there's going to be more. I have been switching to more discovery sets, more travels, and picking up 30 mils, even though I will fall in love with the fragrance and be like, oh no, I gotta get this large. I've been telling myself no. I think it was Miu Miu, the new Miu Miu Fleur de Lait, that I was like, I wish I got it in a 50 mil. I've tested that one out and I'm already on to testing out something else. So I really got to start being mindful of that. So I went through my collection. I'm getting rid of anything where I have a lot of the same. I have maybe a travel and 100 ml, and I'm going to let go of the larger bottle and keep the travel of it because I just have so many fragrances. I honestly don't need this many. There are fragrances that I still have large bottles of, especially like my niche fragrances and just certain houses that I just revisit over and over. But these are fragrances that I have a lot of this type, so there's no reason to have large bottles of them. So we have a lot to go over, so let's go ahead and get into the video. The first one I'm going to start off with is one that has been in I don't know how many declutter videos, and I am finally ready to let this one go. And that is BDK's Pas Ce Soir. And from the very beginning, I have always complained about the performance, but I have struggled to let it go because to me, this is a very unique kind of zesty, ginger, spicy, fruity fragrance. It isn't like anything I have. So for that reason, I've kept it. I know that this fragrance performs on other people, but on me, this one just didn't last. So I'm finally going to be parting ways. And again, that's BDK's Pas Ce Soir. All right, then the next one is Guess, and this is Bella Vita Rosa. And I had hauled this one and the original, and I already knew right away that the original smelled like Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. This one doesn't even list rose, but to me, it does remind me of Tiffany & Company Rose Gold. They don't smell alike, but just that fresh, musky, floral scent, something a little spicy. And this one doesn't list pink pepper, but I get something that tickles my nose in this one. But I'm actually letting go of this one because recently I got Ariana Grande's Mod Blush, and they smell even more alike. And that's a 30 ml, and this is a 50 ml. And I prefer to just keep that one. I like the Mod Vanilla that came with it. I like them on their own, or I mix them together. So there's no reason to keep this one. So I will be letting go of this one. And again, that is Bella Vita Rosa by Guess. Okay, then next we have two from Juliet Has a Gun. I'm going to be doing a house review, so there are going to be more that I'm going to be letting go of, but I've been testing them this past week, and I'm going to be testing the rest of the line. So I know there's going to be other ones I'm going to be letting go of, but for sure these two. This one because I didn't care for the scent of it, and this one because it's redundant. So Lady Vengeance, this falls in the same family of Narciso Rodriguez for her. Either the pink or the black bottle. They're not exact, but they're similar. They're kind of your musky, patchouli, floral fragrance. The Eau de Toilette of Narciso Rodriguez is more white floral. The pink one's a little bit more rose, but it's a more modern, fresh rose. This one is more of a realistic rose. Kind of like the rose patchouli musky that you get from Christian Dior's Gris Dior. But I would say this one's even more vintage. Almost like all three sisters are older, but they're all sisters. So they fall in the same family. They're a little bit closer in scent. I would say Juliet Has a Gun, Lady Vengeance is the older sister. Gris Dior is definitely the middle sister. And then Narciso Rodriguez for her is the little sister. But they're all older. They all have kind of a mature smelling scent to them. This one being the most vintage in my opinion. So nothing wrong with this scent. I know people who enjoy that kind of classic rose fragrance. So if you want a classy, more vintage style rose fragrance, I would definitely say check this one out. It has patchouli and musk, so you kind of have to enjoy that combo. I didn't care for it. I don't mind that, but I want it to just be slightly more modern. So therefore I have my Narciso Rodriguez for her. Gris Dior might be one that's leaving my collection soon though. And then Pear Ink, it's just because it's redundant And even though I prefer the scent of this one over some of the other ones, this one lasts like 2 hours on my skin. And it is because it does a disappearing act. Juliet Has a Gun kind of does that. Not all of them, but some of them do. And this is one of them. I don't smell it after 2 hours, but I'll all of a sudden catch a whiff of it. It's definitely one of those hide and seek kind of fragrances. And it hides a lot. So for that reason, I just don't need it. But it falls in that same family, I would say more cousins, of Ariana Grande's God Is a Woman, Clean Reserve's Radiant Nectar, Burberry Her the Eau de Toilette. I sound like a broken record because that's what's been coming out a lot lately, and they just all fall in the same family, and it's just a lot of the same. And another one that falls into this category that I decluttered, it's gone, is Versace's Dylan Purple. That one and this one, I really enjoy the scent of them, but that one especially, the performance is so bad that there was no reason in keeping it. So I do still have God Is a Woman and Radiant Nectar. Radiant Nectar, I would say out of all of them, has a little bit more going on to it with like that ambrette and like a tobacco flower, or there's just something a little bit more interesting about Radiant Nectar. So for that reason, there's no reason to keep this one because I just have a lot of this one. And this is a 100 ml bottle. So that is Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. Okay, the next I'm gonna go through some Versace because all of them but one, I have either the 30 ml or the Travel Love, so I'm letting go of the 50 or 100 ml bottle because again, I just don't want large bottles. So first up, we have Versace Bright Crystal. I can't stand the 50 ml bottle. I like the 30 ml bottle, which I had, but I have the little, it's the oval travels that Versace makes, kind of like the Kayali minis. I collect those. So I will always have this fragrance in my collection. It's just holds a lot of memories, but I just do not like this 50 ml bottle. If I did run into another 30 ml at a very affordable price, I would definitely pick that up, but these large bottles, no more. I also have Versace Yellow Diamond. I'm probably just gonna sell this as a bundle because honestly you could find these super cheap and it's just not worth it. So I'm gonna be bundling a lot of these, but this one's the only one that I don't have a smaller bottle of, but I have other citrusy white floral fragrances, so this is again redundant. So that is a Versace Yellow Diamond. And then next I have Versace Eros Parfum de Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum. These are citrus white floral fragrances. I would say this one is a little bit more fruity, this one a little bit more woody. Yeah, this one's really nice. I would say out of the two of these, this one's my favorite. But every now and again, I like how fruity this one is. But I have smaller bottles of these, so I'm going to be selling these as a set. And then next we have Versace's Dylan Blue. And again, I have the little travel of that one. I even kept the little travel of the purple because again, I collect them. But this one is your musky, shampooy green apple scent. Okay, some more kind of citrusy fragrances. We have 3 from the Aqua Allegoria line by Guerlain. These are also pretty. I've been spraying and playing with these and I'm like, these are only 30 mils and I keep going back and forth, but honestly, every time I put these back, I don't wear them. But we have Pampaloon. This is your kind of clean grapefruit, I think it is. Watch, I'm gonna end up putting these back on the shelf and then I'm not gonna wear them. Then this one is Bergamot. This one is like, think of bright citrus. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Every time I spray these are so pretty, but I just don't wear them. And then we have Erba Fresca. So whereas that one's citrusy bergamot, this one is citrusy minty. This one smells like lime and mint. Oh, so pretty. I just don't reach for them. I don't know, maybe I'll play with them a little bit more because these are small. These are 30 mils. I got these for like 20-30 bucks. I go back and forth. Okay, the next we have Son de Gioia by Giorgio Armani, and this is redundant in my collection. This falls in the same category as your Replicas Beach Walk, Julia Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes, which I have both of those, so another one of those might be going, because it's a fragrance that I don't gravitate towards a lot. It's kind of your beachy, salty suntan lotion kind of fragrance. This one is a little bit more sweet and ambery, so this one's really pretty, but this is the large 100 ml, and I am never gonna get through this bottle because it's just a scent I don't gravitate towards a lot. But if you want that kind of scent, but maybe with a little more warmth and a little bit more amber, check out this one, because Beach Walk to me is more realistic. It's more like you put suntan oil on. I always say this: you put suntan sunscreen on, you take a dip in the salty ocean, and when you come out, when you think of like the sun hitting your sun-kissed tanned oil skin with salt on it, that is Beach Walk. Very realistic, and I do like that, and I kind of want that realistic every once in a while. And then this one is if you want something with a little more amber, a little more warmth, a touch of sweetness, I would say go for Sun de Joya, but this 100 ml bottle is just gonna sit there, so I am letting go of this one. And then speaking of replica, I do have these travels. This is how I kind of got into replica. I had picked up their travels, fell in love with Jazz Club. I was on the fence with By the Fireplace, but I ended up picking up the 30 ml set, and I love layering Jazz Club with By the Fireplace. And then I picked up Bubble Bath, which is like a very realistic bubble bath. So they are a very interesting house, and I do enjoy their 30 mls. I wouldn't ever pick up their 100 mls just because they're those fragrances that are interesting that I only want sometimes. So I am going to be letting go of this little travel set. Okay, another kind of beachy scent we have here, Nina Ricci's Chant d'Extase. And this one I honestly was keeping because of the box and the bottle. It's limited edition, but that's not a reason to keep it, because the scent of this actually, I mean, I enjoy the scent of it. It's a note in here. I don't know what woody note is in here that's coming off like pencil shaving. It's usually sandalwood. Yeah. I've tried every which way to make this one work because it's a very interesting scent. It's a citrus with like a caramel sweetness, but not thick or overly gourmand. This is what I consider to be more of a summer gourmand, where it's got an element of it that's grounding it and keeping it from being a straight gourmand, something that tends to fall more in spring and summer, whether it's like florals or citrus. And here it's citrus, so this to me is more of a citrus scent, kind of clean and fresh, and then it's got gourmand touches to it. So it's very interesting, and again, the gourmand elements just add something to it. It's not very strong in here, but the pencil shaving note keeps me from wearing the scent. It's very bothersome. So again, that's Nina Ricci's Chant d'Extase. Okay, another summer fragrance is Carnal Flower. I never know how to say it because it's Dominique Ropian is the perfumer, and then Frederic Malle is the brand. This is a fragrance that I actually tested out first. Anna here on YouTube, we had swapped, and this was one of the fragrances that she like sent me some extras, and I fell head over heels for this fragrance, and I still love this fragrance. This is one of those fragrances, kind of like the replicas, that it transports me. So when I smell this, I think of like any of those ads that you see where it's like beautiful greenery, like the rainforest, and it's just a very tropical location, but again, more like rainforest, not beachy. This is more like eucalyptus. When you think of a bathtub, like in the most weirdest exotic location, that is this scent. But the sample, I got more tuberose, coconut, and eucalyptus in the background. And then when I got my bottle, I got eucalyptus, tuberose, and coconut in the background. And I kind of liked the other combination. So I did recently try it out with Nest Balinese Coconut. But I don't know, I liked it. But that eucalyptus is so strong. And I love the scent of eucalyptus. But it's like my skin is like pulling it hardcore. This scent is so interesting and so pretty. but it's a fragrance that is so unique that I crave it once or twice a year. It's one of those fragrances. So for that, I don't know. I've seen like little travels maybe down the road if I found it, but this was expensive. This did hurt my pocket a little bit. So who knows? There are times when I declutter a fragrance and it sits in my box because people just, niche is one of the hardest things to resell. But this is one that I really love to smell out of the bottle. I just don't know that I want to smell like this all day. Again, it's one of those scents that I crave once in a while. It's so unique and pretty, but not something I would wear all the time. I did try it only down my arm, so I might try it again, but I don't know. But it is beautiful. And again, that is Dominique Ropion's Carnal Flower by Frederic Malle. Okay, then we have two from M. Micallef. So M. Micallef is a brand that they reached out to me. They sent me Note Vinyl, and I ended up falling head over heels for that fragrance, even though I do find that one to be redundant, since it kind of reminds me of Vanilla 28, but I prefer Vanilla 28 because I'm starting to pick up more of the florals in Note Vinyl. But I did end up picking up two more fragrances because I really enjoyed that one. I found the performance to be very good. So I picked up Pure Extreme and Soleil Passion. And Pure Extreme is actually a very beautiful, clean, musky kind of linen scent. Not detergent, more linen to me, like after they've been washed and dried, kind of like that. But it gives me a headache. It's a very pretty scent, very clean and chic, and one that I would put in that white category where I think of just all white. For me, it's not even the scent of it, it's that it gives me a headache. So this one's gotta go. Then Soleil Passion. This is one that I just knew was gonna be right up my alley. When I saw the notes, the pomegranate, just all the fruity notes, I'm like, oh, yeah, I love when I find fruity florals in niche houses because they just smell so expensive and well made. And out of the bottle and on paper, this one smells beautiful. But, and I've tried it several times, the musk in this fragrance smells slightly BO on my skin. And I do think that that's just my body chemistry reacting to this perfume. It just doesn't work on me. I know there's a lot of people where this fragrance works out for them. I love the bottle. It's absolutely gorgeous. The little bracelet that comes with it. I wanted this one to work so bad. But no matter what I do, every time I wear it, I get that slight BO and I can't do it. So that one is another one that is leaving my collection. Hey guys. Editing Becky here, or Busted Becky, which is why you're not gonna see my face. So I totally forgot about this fragrance, but since most of the fragrance I'm letting go of are summery fragrances, I wanted to go ahead and pop this one in here. But this is Sol de Janeiro's Rio Radiance. And this is basically, well, no, it is their repackaged Tan Lines fragrance that was a limited edition last year that came in that cute little set, which I still have. So I do have Tan Lines, here it is, and I just don't need both. It's not something that I use all the time. It's something that I use more like as a hair mist or a topper, or just something easy that I'll pop in a bag if I happen to be going to any kind of barbecue or, you know, kind of beachy event, which I didn't do much last year. So this is one I don't need two of, and I didn't know when I purchased this that this was repackaged. It was actually my girl Rebecca who first told me that she thinks it was repackaged, and then on their site I finally saw that it had like something saying that it was repackaged. I don't know if they did it beforehand. I don't know if they did it afterwards. I didn't notice it, and I know a lot of other people didn't notice it, so I'm gonna say no. One of two things happened. This was either one of their best sellers, the Tan Lines, and they decided to make it permanent, or they had extra stock that didn't sell, so they repackaged it. I don't know. What do you guys think? But this one's leaving my collection only because I don't need two bottles of it. And again, that is Sol de Janeiro's Rio Radiance. Yeah, that is my declutter. I have more coming, but if you're interested in any of these fragrances, I will have my Instagram and my Facebook link down below. But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.